Hey there, this is Andy Grider, and I'm the host and producer of Unique This Week. It's a production of Uniqueness is Power. You'll find us at uniquenessispower.com. We have our own YouTube channel where we are fortunate enough to have great guests every week that are doing something unique, something setting them apart, something that powers businesses in a cool way. Maybe if they're swimming in a red ocean, they've managed to stand out there. Maybe they've created something brand new. So today, we're going to be talking about AI, and AI is something that a lot of people think they know a lot about. But taking your business vision and embedding AI into it is something that the company Revi and Youssef Tawfik do on a regular basis. They capture the raw power of AI, they let it interact with data, and then it produces decisions and conclusions and other helpful efficiencies for the folks in the business. We're going to concentrate up front on healthcare because that's a lot of what we do these days. I want to take a second here, get back in here and welcome our guest who is just also joining us incidentally from Egypt. So it's an international episode. Hey, baby. All right. So it's very nice to have connected with you, and I really appreciate you taking the time today. I know it's late where you're at.
No, likewise. Thank you very much for the great introduction, Andy. And yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Honestly, this is my working time. I'll be honest with you. That's why when I'm up. That's why I'm thriving. And engineers, we work at night like Batman or something. But that's what engineers do.
So the listeners are going
But
to want to know, is there a cave and is there an Alfred?
let's be honest, there is a cave, but the Alfred is still not here.
Okay, well, hey, 1 out of 2 is not
Halfway there.
1 out of 2 is not terrible. So
Absolutely.
let's talk about the humble origins of Revi and how that all got started and what got you into the space you're in right now.
Absolutely. So Revi started out from my experiences working with a lot of different businesses. I had experience in corporate 500 and Fortune 500 companies. I've took a taste of corporate America, took a taste of being too comfortable within an organization, not being as significantly important as the upper heads and all of that. But so that's where I found that I need to be more, I would say more effective, more that would share, I would say, an impact on people's lives, on businesses, by making sure that I provide them from my expertise and knowledge. And also, we've seen within any corporate environment, you're just too comfortable. You're not growing. And as a person, you'd have to grow. But within that organization, you do not grow. And here, Revi came in and we saw that gap where people or small and medium sized businesses are not utilizing the technology and the expertise that I do have, especially coming in into 2022, 2021, 23, 24, AI revolution. After COVID, everyone, digital transformation was number one. I'm here from Egypt. I'm doing business with a lot of only exclusively people from the US. So that's what really happened after 2020. And then we go into 2022, we have AI. And that's where I saw that all the small and medium sized businesses were not utilizing the potential out there. They're only using what they're given,
Right. So
and
they,
that is
yeah.
a big issue.
Well, I was going to say they're taking off the shelf software and they're expecting it to do customized things a lot of the time. Is what I know we've talked about that a little bit in our initial conversations. So, the AI automation space is sort of a blue ocean right now when a company goes past the SaaS or off-shelf software. So let's talk about how you can help use the raw power of AI to either customize things that they've bought or create them something completely new.
Absolutely, and that's the thing, right? As you mentioned, what is the raw power of AI? Getting back to it, really is using those LLMs that are being used in ChatGPT and any of the Bard, the Llama, Claude, all of those large language models that are being used for content creation or this or that. That's where we kind of go and be like, given it, use what they're given, right? We need to use that raw power and start implementing and embedding the unique data of a business, right? A construction business X does it in a way that the construction business Y does it in a different way. And it's not one size fit all. You have to make sure it's customized. You have to make sure that you embed your own information, your own unique processes within that AI model to actually serve the better goal of your business, right? So
So Yeah. So even when a company looks at a piece of software that's even developed for their niche or their vertical or their specialty, in the healthcare arena, it might be a dental product or a dermatology product or something else that they say, oh, this is great for all dentists. What you're saying is probably not, right?
Probably not, because each clinic is run in a different way with a different, clientele or patients from different, societal backgrounds, from different educationary background, from a different location. Therefore, the way you deal with your clinic as an overall, it's a different process. So if there's a software that's, let's say, a clinic management software, and it's made for the general public or the general idea of managing a clinic, it might not fit for you if you're in a high-end clinic, or for your low-end clinic if you are a medium. It might not work for you. So that's where the custom automations, the custom technology comes in place to build that around your unique process and your unique way of running your business.
So let's go ahead. I mean, I think that most of our listeners are going to say, I'm grokking to this, I get it. But what I'd like to do is kind of put out an example of something that might be a really powerful addition or tweak or add or build that you could do. Pick a portion of healthcare, whatever works for you, and let's give a case study or an example so our listeners have an idea of what we're talking about.
Do you want us to talk maybe something maybe operationally internally? Because we had a conversation before with the clinic here, and they had an issue with managing actually their cleaning team within the clinic, right? Where they had the issue with the SOPs, in a healthcare industry, cleanliness and sanitization is very important, right? And making sure that all of your, I would say, employees are following the exact SOPs to do this, to sanitize correctly, to do that correctly, right? So is that a good example, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, it can be. I mean, and again, I think as you said, it also really comes down to what the unique needs of that clinic are. So unless we have an actual case study of something that we've solved, like you just gave, it's kind of hard to just pull one out of thin air also,
Yeah.
because you never know what you're going to be solving. And there are, as you said, a lot of unique challenges each group faces. So in general, in those cases, what do you do when somebody comes to you? What's the process look like if somebody comes in and says, hey, I'm experiencing this kind of pain in my clinic. I tried this enterprise software that was supposed to fix the problem. It didn't work, or I've wanted to try something, but I'm scared to because I'm afraid it won't work. What does that look like? How does that feel when somebody comes in and does work with you?
Really, the process, it really gets into multiple different phases, right? You have the business point of view, you have the operational point of view, and we have the obviously the medical point of view when it comes to security, and data breaches and all of that, right? And it comes also to the technical feasibility, if it's even feasible or not, when you have that problem and actually create it. So usually the interaction becomes an, okay, we have this issue, right? We have a miscommunication between the front office and the back office when it comes to empty rooms and non-empty rooms. So we need a software to help us identify, okay, this doctor needs to be there, that doctor needs to be there, and basically eliminate any of the overlap within a clinic managing the actual clinic, right?
Mhm.
And also we have people coming in, customers coming in and interacting with our, with our call center people, and sometimes they get wrong information, et cetera, et cetera. So how do we really fit AI, and how do we fit custom technology? And that is, I would say, there's a big difference between using AI and large language models and actually integrating technology, right? It has to go hand in hand. AI is not there yet when it comes to, okay, let's purely AI solution here. It's not the genie that comes out of the bottle. It is not. It will need to be paired with proper automations, in the sense of we need to create the system that puts an AI in a space to work perfectly. For example, let's take that operation. Okay, so we have a customer or the patient coming into our organization inquiring about something, right? Do you guys have this and this and this? Current challenges with some of the clinics, they need to train the customer service reps to how to deal with the clients, et cetera, et cetera. And for 24-hour support, spending a lot of time here. But what if we create an AI model, train it, and put it as fundraising for the business as the first layer of defense when inquiries come in? So when a customer comes in and texts in the chat, okay, I'd like to book an appointment with Dr. X that day, really the AI would be able to first of all, acknowledge the person. If they have information, they have their information, greet them with their information, and start to grab the right software within the organization to allow that patient to actually book. So as I'm saying, AI is always paired with automation. So that's why we always say AI automations,
Right.
right?
Yep. And you know, it's funny you use the call center example because I was just talking with a group yesterday that has a large call center piece that they've actually coupled AI and a little bit of automation into. And what they're doing is they're actually having AI listen in to what the customer or the client or the patient is saying coming in. And it's helping prompt the responses for the human who is also there. So they're getting, based on the knowledge base that's been fed into the AI, the actual right answers, and they're not making things up out of their head or going way off script and guessing at things, which again, I mean, that's one of the other human errors that can be alleviated by AI. But AI is also, as you mentioned, not perfect yet, and certainly, and probably never will be because it's programmed by humans. The chances of it being perfect on its own are going to be slim, but it can do an awful lot to add efficiency. So let's talk about what it means for a practice or a group or a hospital to add efficiency. What kind of gains can be realized? Can you answer that question? Is that too vague or is that accurate?
No, I would say the use of AI within a business, it honors the human mind in the sense of now we're using AI and automations to free up the human mind to do what it's meant to do, is being creative, be solving complex problems, and leaving the simple solutions and the simple, quick fixes for the AI. You hear a lot of people, oh, AI will take jobs, AI will do this. No, it will make our lives easier. It will honor our humans. We're not doing repetitive tasks anymore. We're not doing, you know, tasks does this task does not require a human being, which is very valuable. A human brain is which is very valuable. It doesn't need a human brain. It could be automated by a machine. So that's basically that will allow businesses to use their human resources way more efficiently. Therefore, going back to the revenue, that they're using their human resources way more efficiently.
Yeah.
They're not spending that time anymore on repetitive tasks like a secretary going in and just checking boxes. AI should take care of all of that, and that secretary needs to take care of the humans, the emotions, the patients, and all of that.
Well, I was going to say there's another AI application I just saw last week in the human resources area around insurance benefits and how it spends time technically with each enrollee, but it's automated. And so the questions they're asking, it's answering. So the benefits stay beneficial, right? Because you don't, benefits aren't beneficial if they're not understood and they're not utilized. You're just paying for something then. In this case,
Yeah.
this goes in and it answers every question. It makes sure that people understand what it's doing. It was a pretty unique piece that a broker I know is using to sort of put alongside of what else she does. And she said, I don't want to cut the human element out entirely, but I can't do a 5,000 person company onboarding with 6 people in my staff. So again, it's an efficiency thing. It's a reaching the masses thing. Yeah, I was going to ask you the next question about people being scared about AI stealing their jobs. You pretty much already answered it. And so to that end, you know, I think there are a lot of other misconceptions about AI, and I think you've already addressed one other one, which is that it's a solve-all that doesn't need anything else. It's just going to miraculously do what you want it to do. Is there anything else that you'd say that people need to understand about AI that they might not if they're looking at making it a business application?
Yes. So, and it really is an expansion of is AI a know-it-all? Does it think? How does it think? Really, what is AI at its core? It is data, right? Why did AI in the 2024 boom to that level? Is because now we have the greatest library that humans ever had, which is the internet. And AI has access to the internet. Therefore, if you tell an AI model, look, ChatGPT, the sky is red. So if anyone asks you what is the color of the sky, it's going to be red. So the quality of the quality of the answers you're getting from an AI model is based on the data that is trained about. So if the data is at its core, it's incorrect, then the answers will be incorrect. So that's what I want people to really understand when it comes to the core understanding and how AI works and what is it built on? It's built on data, purely data.
Well, and to the point where it can't think in a necessarily logical, progressive manner. It's using information. It's why we don't count on AI to make the complex decisions that a medical decision might need to be made. It can give information, it can assess potentially or help assess, but you don't ever want it to be what ends up making the decision. So I think to me, the biggest concern I see in healthcare AI overreach is when people start making promises that their AI is going to solve a problem versus address a problem or help work with something that's a hurdle.
Yeah.
What would you?
Look, we've seen machine.
Go ahead.
I was saying we've seen machine learning models that 99% accuracy identifying breast cancer in X-rays. We've seen those. But what is it based on? It is based on previous X-rays. It's built on previous information where you tell the AI model, this is breast cancer, this is not breast cancer, this is breast cancer, this is not breast cancer. And you fit it an enormous amount of data. So at the end of the day, it is based on us. It will get good, but it needs a human.
Right.
Absolutely.
Yep. Understood. So we've talked about some in healthcare and some in doctors' offices and things like that where you can help. I know that's not your only place you work. You work with all sorts of different companies. So let's talk really quickly about some of your favorite spaces to work in. Maybe give an example of a project that just has really been a bell ringer for you, so people get a feel for
Yeah,
some things you can do.
absolutely. Appreciate it. So yeah, we basically help businesses automate inefficient business processes through custom software and AI. So if there's a missing piece within a business, we're able to come in and add that missing piece of the puzzle and create that custom software to help them automate their workflow. We've had an experience in the construction and manufacturing workspace, especially with the problem of quoting. And apparently it's a huge issue in that space. And we're helping them create automated system to streamline those processes and also including AI to scan through blueprints, to scan through a lot of those things to start making decisions and streamline the process way faster even. So yeah.
Excellent. So are there any places you don't work, Youssef?
Technology is for all. Let's say it like this. Technology is for all. Technology can be applied on all types of businesses. So people tell you do not say you work with a lot every all types of businesses, but technology is for all.
Got
Let's
it.
just say that.
Well, that's actually fair to say it encompasses. Are there any places you absolutely mentioned manufacturing? You mentioned like process around that type of thing in construction. Is there any other place that you love to work?
Been working in we worked we had experience in logistics as well, helping them automate some workflows issues as well that they had internally. Obviously, healthcare as well, and yeah, it's just like those types of the issue is not an issue, but with those types of businesses, they're very influential in the society as a whole. And once you get into to the woods and see under the hood, they are really unautomated. There's a lot of space to be better with those, and they build societies, though manufacturing, construction, they build societies. So it's really surprising to see how unautomated they are, and it's really great to go in and make their life way easier with the solutions that we bring.
So, Yosef, how does somebody get in touch with Revi if they want to learn more about your processes?
Absolutely. So we have our website, revi.agency, rvi.agency. There's a form in there they can contact us on there. And also there's the Revi agency email. So it's info@revi.agency as well. That is the email. And people can connect with me on my LinkedIn. Post some cool stuff on there, AI related and non-AI related, technology related in general. And yeah.
Excellent. So, anything else, final thought you want to leave our listeners with, whether about another thought about AI or another thought about how to make their business more efficient?
I would say AI won't replace you. Someone else who knows how to use AI better will replace you. So businesses that do not embrace the use of AI now, other businesses will come over that know how to use it, that are powered by it, that are super efficient because of it, will take over them. So
Well, I was going to say, and I think that goes for employees too, that they need to learn how to leverage AI themselves. So, because it's the same equation, just on a much smaller level, uh,
Absolutely.
similar microcosm. Well, again, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time, Youssef. This is so much fun, so much fun.
I
Uh,
appreciate it. Thank you very much,
yeah,
Andy, for
thank
having
you.
me.
We'll go ahead and close things out. It's always amazing how fast the time blows by because it just does. We get great guests in here who make us look awesome because of the amazing information they share. We're very fortunate because it's really rare to listen to one of these episodes and not come away with a newfound thought, idea, sparks to knowledge, or even people that you say, hey, I know somebody that needs to know this guest. So please take the time, listen to the other shows, share this show as it makes sense, ask questions, shoot back. The information will have just been up on the screen for Yusuf. And there's no reason why you shouldn't just be reaching out. You just remember he's in Egypt and he travels a lot. So you may be a few hours in delay. He might actually be catching, God forbid, a few hours of sleep. So again, thank you very much for being here. I'm Andy Grider, host and producer of Unique This Week, a production of Uniqueness is Power. And until next week, we're out.